So speak to us about what it is that currently makes you really proud, something that you're working on that you want the world to know right now.
Thank you, Simon. What you just say is a gypsy. Is the other day, my nephew called me and he said, "Uncle, Happy New Year." And he said, "Are you still traveling as a gypsy?" So I think the two of you had a conversation earlier about this. But as we speak, Simon, we are working. I'm working on 3 projects. One of them it's Untold African Story. We just released the first episode that we did about Namibia last month. We did it for the European Union Film Festivals, which received a very, very good, massive response. And African Untold Story as a project itself, it was about reconnecting the people back to their roots and assisting the people by understanding the cultural experiences that one can go through or where you can be able to travel to experience such a cultural festivals. So we came up with a documentary which involved the first habitat of Namibia, which we call the San people or the indigenous people. When we did the San, the idea is to revive the way of hunting, the way of telling stories around the fire, because we all believe in holy fire. Holy fire for us was the church, was the way of talking to our ancestors, was a way of wishing each and every one luck. So as we reconnected with African Untold Story, we did not just stop at the Sun, but we went to understand the last tribes that are still living in a cultural manner. We call them the Himba people on the northwest of Namibia. The Himbas are really the last tribe in Namibia to keep their tradition, although we put so much pressure on them, but they maintain that balance of saying you can understand us and respect us in a way of we are living. And modernization doesn't mean anything to us because it means more slavery and more hardship and more a burden on them. So we wanted them to tell that story to the world. So we came up with a 3 episode of Untold African Story. The first one is just to show the cultural experiences that one can be able to experience or can be able to have with those local people. And then the second one, it's going to be the interview where the people will be speaking on how can we be able to assist them and contribute towards their development. Many of them will be saying, we want farmland. And then the third one, it's going to be an interview that I will interview randomly to many people that we just ask them what do they understand by the fact that cultural diversity need to be respected and need to be protected, and how can we be able to be part and parcel of this goal and this initiative so that we can reunite together with our cultural differences. That is the first project. The second project, as a tour operator and a tour curator, I'm currently curating some couple of tours to connect Africa by what we call the intra-Africa travel, where you can start a tour in Namibia and you end up finishing in Kenya. So together with my partners that I'm building with, we have 54 Throne. That's going to be the name of the company, because we believe that 54 countries in Africa, we can be able to become more powerful. So the idea is to start the tour in South Africa, fly to Namibia, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Tanzania, Kenya, Ethiopia, and then you can finish by there. That is just the first leg. And then you can come back in Namibia for the or in Africa for the second leg, where you can have cultural experiences, where we talk about the Benin Voodoo Cultural Festivals, where you can only experience cultural festival. The other day, I was talking to a friend of mine, and he said, Joseph, have you experienced the longest train in the world between Mauritania, which carry coal? I said, yes, I did it, but long time ago. But how is it now? He said, believe me, amazing. So I'm already planning for 2024, where I might be able to travel to West Africa and experience and explore this and add to my 32 African countries that I've traveled and experienced and explored. So those are the main projects that I'm currently working on. African Untold Stories. We have Mozambique who's knocking on our door. that they want us to come and replicate what we did with Namibia. We have Angola also just calling us that they want to replicate the same way we did in Namibia. They want to do it of this 2022 in order to produce 2 untold African stories. It's our goal, and that's my initiative for this year.